So it goes deeper into it. It goes deeper when you start talking about Lazarus and how he's been there 4 days and the stench came over them. It goes deeper into understanding when Moses, who was raised by these Egyptians, raised to believe or not to know who his family is, or believe that he was as they are or one of them, when his family was right, he was a Hebrew. It goes into uncovering where all these bugs and insects and creeping, crawling things, frogs and boils and blisters and nastiness came from when they wouldn't let the people go. Let the people come up out of that. Come up out of this grave, out of this death and sickness that's trying to beautify itself as life and living. Just says that Moses went and started opening up them graves, them mummies and stuff that they had to wrap up because the potency was so vile, to let it just roam rampant and free was going to cause what we see, or what they're calling miracles, that of overtaking the land. I don't know about you, but I know sometimes I would, living in Texas, and I couldn't stay there too long because after a while I'll just start feeling nauseated. It's just like something in the air, It was a level of something going on there where the potency of the evil and the wickedness just wouldn't let me stay too long. You understand? And here's what some of you men have to understand. And when we're saying we don't want to deal with men who has maybe stepped outside of their race into sleeping with these other race women, it should be our choice on whether we want to open our womb to that. Because biblically the Bible talks about you have dibbled and dabbled in some potencies, and some of them is known as death. This is how come they give us a scripture that says we are all born into sin, which is not a true or accurate statement. Everyone isn't born from the womb of death. This follows what happened with Adam, or the spirit of Adam having a deep sleep put upon him and being raised again. Lazarus, and these are the people who father Abrahamic fathership or fatherhood. Biblically it says we, ain't Afro-Negro American folks, the Hebrew Israelites and Israelite Jews, we stem from the first actual male or a person walking is the lineage or genealogy of Seth. And then the figure we should give reverence upon or honor is Noah. You get to Abraham because he started engaging in interracial relationship with the Egyptians. So when you have Egyptian women who want to be seen as the Save A.B., being Bathsheba, the harlot work, the ones who want to have the best seats in the synagogues and the greetings in the marketplaces, right? You are placing yourself and your seed in that. So, in actuality, perhaps everyone is not born into sin. Right? And then we should have the choice of saying, hey, well, have you engaged in this and engaged in that without you getting upset? Because you can deceive us, but we're giving you the option, or now you're placing yourself, you've been placed in a position to, are you going to operate as a deceiver and someone dishonest? Like the signs that we're dealing with on the protest, where, you got Trump just saying what he wants to blatantly say, being a so alleged criminal, and then the Hispanics or Latinos out here doing a protest, with signs saying we aren't criminals, who may be alleged or in fact criminals if they're here illegally. So, man, we should have the right to ask those things, because some of us believe in biological powers. Because that's what happens when life takes place within the womb, and if you're let's see, what's the word? If you are finding yourself tweedling in or diddling, here and there within certain bodily biological things of another man's feces, or a group of people's womb who biblically are saying are given to death in the grave, or equivalent to death in the grave. We don't want to, be deceived into you coming and wanting to heal and cleanse yourself through our womb. Especially if we talk about how we are the incubators. Women are the incubators. It says you are like graves which are not seen. Okay? Having a stench about you. Right? And I'm not talking, a body odor. People, I think we all know that folks get sweaty and they working hard and all these things are going to happen. But the biblical term is talking about a stench on a whole nother level. Right? And there being, any a level of unbashfulness about it, So, on that note, when we talk about who biblically are these ones that are unappealing in aroma to God Most High, and God is, you follow the narrative, it stems from these Nephilim and Avim and all these things who intermingled and intermixed themselves into biological exchange with entities and beings that weren't for them to do that with. So you got You see it being prevalent on the land of Egypt when Moses wanted to set them free, set us free. So everything follows the same narrative or outline of having these slaves and perhaps raping them, or finding ways to be able to mate with them, right? Or seduction into, like Ruth and Bathsheba, seduction into the goodly things of materialistic living. But if we get our focus on cleansing our people, our who we are as a people, cleansing and unifying, then we'll operate in the right mind of us being and be able to get the things that are necessary for us. Remember, the Bible says we are to possess the land. This is why they want us all crumpled together on the land, mixing and having different biological body fluids and things like that, mixing and mingling and doing all these things on the earth, knowing, given to us the understanding of why it says that the earth was full of sin and wickedness too. So I don't know how we're missing that. These are what biblically the Bible speaks on, the Word speaks about, having biological strengths and powers, and for people to use as in witchcraft and sorcery and on your children and your senses, So on that note, we get clarity of what God is trying to tell us. We're talking about potencies and unclean spirits, the versions of those who are clean and those who are unclean, the male and its female, right? And different animals. This is the work of Noah, understanding that outside of animals, the intelligence or the intellect was saying, tend to your own kind. It says, you told to put the clean and unclean on there so that they could reproduce, right? So make what it is that you are. And everyone had been caught up in perversion to mix and mingle all these things without going through the cleansing process of what Moses had to go, what Abram had to go through. This was the ritual for circumcision. When you place your phallus or penis in the grave, you were supposed to remove the skin around it. And then if you did it again, it was supposed to keep you from not doing it again, because every time you did it, you were supposed to go through your own circumcision of removing that flesh. And I don't think nobody wants to be circumcised twice. So, on that note, I'll talk to y'all later, and I hope everybody enjoy your day.